And welcome to the May 15th, 2025 meeting of the Community Preservation Committee. It is 6:33 p.m. and we are meeting this evening at the Lakeville Police Station at 323 Bedford Street. We do have a quorum this evening. Let's go around really quickly and take attendance.
Robert Stefanian, member at large.
Nancy Yates, Conservation.
Michelle McEachern, Planning Board.
Nancy Lefebvre, Lakeville Historical Commission.
Kathleen Barrick, member at large.
All right, we do have LakeCAM recording. Anyone else recording? Hearing none, moving on. And I know, Nancy, you have to leave, so we're gonna try to get through as much of this as we can before we lose a quorum. Our first item on the agenda is discuss and possible vote on edits to be made to community preservation plan. So, as we went through last time, the highlighted, still has to be edited once we have confirmed all the page numbers. The addition of the definitions is in red. I did add something we had discussed under housing on page 11. So actually on page 9, there's more edits in red. Just to recap, Nancy, I know you weren't here at our last meeting. We kind of went over all those red edits already.
Okay.
The purple on page 11, we did discuss possibly taking out those exact figures because that's something that we might miss on a yearly basis. However, the census numbers are not updated yearly. So that really won't change until the next, I think it's done by decade, because this is going by the 2020 census still. So that's that top paragraph as well as part of what's on that second to the bottom paragraph. And then in regards to the red numbers on the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth paragraph down where it talks about the area median income. So the coalition, perfect timing, sent out an email blast and it had those updated numbers. So I was able to just grab them from the chart and put them in. So I did reach out to John, hoping to get his feedback because he's the housing seat, but haven't heard back.
That means that we'd have to edit that every year or whenever the figures come available.
Correct. So
is there any way that we could put something in, like send people to a certain place where they could locate it instead?
So what I did is it used to just say mass.gov and I added for the source, I added the whole, it was the web address and it just gave this link instead. But when you're looking at it online, you might be able to follow the link. I'm not sure.
If there are all different ones out there, not everybody has the updated copy. This is 25, 26. If somebody's looking at an old one, should it maybe say what year that is that you're referencing? In parentheses, maybe 4, 20, whatever.
Well, so it does
is
say,
that what it is?
well, it says it right there. The source is the CBA low and
okay.
moderate income
right.
worksheet for 2025.
Okay, all right.
But we did discuss possibly taking it out so we don't have to edit it. I don't know if we want to leave that discussion for a more full committee or if we're okay with just leaving these edits and.
I think it's good to put it in there.
Yeah, I think it's really good to put it. I didn't see it because it's like the blue is too much like the black. I guess maybe I'm only looking at the red stuff.
Yeah, I was just trying to set it apart because we'd already gone through the red. I didn't want to keep going.
Well, just in case every year, if you put what year it's from, if somebody has an old copy of something that they're using, they'll,
Yes, yeah,
they'll know.
that's a good point.
Okay. Other than that, there was just one more edit to the step 1 application. This is, from last meeting to this meeting. And it was just putting in red that first question, is your project allowable? Please circle which category on the below chart your project falls under. So that was kind of something we discussed at the last meeting. Let applicants self-determine where they believe their project falls under. So that was made. The other item, Nancy, that would kind of fall under your category as treasurer is the appendices that we have to update, but we really don't have any updates until after town meeting,
Right.
after the taxes are finalized for the year, and we had a time frame of September with the town accountant.
Okay.
So my thought was maybe we can approve.
Yep.
We could approve the plan.
Yep.
Pending the additions
Of
those appendices in September. Because, as long, the only other thing we have to work out and this is agenda item number 2, it kind of goes along with it. So agenda number 2, review meeting dates along with dates for step 1 and step 2 applications. in
You
our-
do know that I had trouble getting the exemption and abatements broken up last time. So, and now we're
Okay.
gonna be having a new system, so,
Well, we'll see.
okay,
But the good thing is,
yep,
he's familiar with CPA,
Yep.
so he seems to be on top of it.
On page 35, we have the ones that have been approved by town meeting. And the amount expended has not been filled in. I know the gravestones for the first time has been
Right.
paid. We never took the money, we never requested, after getting town meeting approval for the roof, which was like, in case we had found something
Yep.
unusual. So we never applied for that. So that 30,000.
It's already been done. Remember, we sent
Okay.
the memo. We sent the
Okay.
memo when he was able to transfer
But
it.
sort of looks like these are still pending.
So I think that would be something we could do with a whole update of these appendices in September. And I guess it would be NA, right, or
And
0.
Because only one right now that is pending is the cupola repairs.
Right.
I think there was enough money, Paul, you have to use the money for the doors? I can't,
It
Was-
wasn't the full amount because we also had to move a portion of it back.
okay, because we had, enough money left over in the Mass Historical Commission grant to
Right.
cover that, I believe. Okay.
Okay, so on what page is it where we have the application? So it's page 20. We have the dates for the step 1 and the step 2 applications. In our packet, we have the scheduled meeting date so far. We were gonna try to time it so that they close, God bless you.
No,
Just-
it's a cough.
Oh, just prior to one of these meetings that we have in the fall, and also give ourselves enough time. So step 1 ran from September 1st until October 15th. But we're meeting on October 16th, and in order to get it on that agenda, we really want to have everything in hand by a week prior, so do we want to push it out to November's meeting? Or would we rather change the date from October 15th, that the applications are due, and make it October 9th? It's still over a month for that step 1 to be open,
I would say October 9th.
yeah? Anyone else?
I
have-
think it would
agree.
be better to have it done earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we change that to the 9th, then that'll be a week before our next meeting, so then we can get all of that into our packets.
so you're only gonna get them from September 1st to September 9th, is that what you're saying?
Well, it's still a month. Do you want it more, do you
No,
think it
no,
should be
I'm-
open more than a month?
I guess I'm just not getting what you're changing
So it's really just instead of
on the plan,
October, so instead of going from September 1st to October 15th,
okay.
because the 15th doesn't
Okay,
give us
right,
time to
okay,
get it on
the
that
9th,
agenda
Okay, all right,
for the 16th.
so it's gonna change again,
Or-
so is
or
it
like I
gonna
said,
change
we-
again on another year, or, it's good to get people's minds set when things are happening. It's gonna go forward for the next 25 years, is it
Right.
gonna be changing all the time?
Well, the calendar changes every year,
Yeah, it does.
so I
But we
mean,
we change our schedule of meetings every year. Do we necessarily have to change the plan every year? Right?
well, that's the other option, is we could change it to so we would have the step 1 application, we would review it in November then. We would have it close in
What
on
if we worded
October
the, language in
15th.
the plan to be, it's due the first Thursday of October? And then every year, theoretically, our meeting will be the next.
Okay, so it would open on the 1st of September still, but then always due on it could be due on the 2nd Thursday of October? Does
I'm
that
just
work?
saying consistency
Yeah.
is my thought.
So do we want it
So-
to run?
Yeah, that way,
Yeah.
realistically, our meetings will stay the third Thursday, so if we set it at the 2nd or even the 1st, we're good.
So you want to have it the second Thursday in October? Is that when you want to have it
Second
closed?
Thursday of October.
No holidays come around then, right?
No,
Columbus Day is on the 13th, but
Right, okay, yeah, it's always
That's a
earlier in the
Monday.
month. Okay, so the second Thursday,
yep, and that will give me time to at least grab them, put them into the packet for Friday and get it out electronically to everyone like I do typically the Friday before. Okay, so, step 2, we actually expanded it this past year. In the plan, it says it opens November 1st and runs until December 15th. I think the reason is we ran into a situation where we held 2 meetings to review those step 1s. So it would have been October 16th and then a meeting in November, which is November 20th. Do we want to give ourselves that extra month in case we want to have 2 meetings for step 1s?
I think it also builds in like a safety net if we lack a quorum, at least we have a second crack at it.
Okay, so then we wouldn't open the step 2 until December 1st. And then have that run,
January?
into January. And we meet on the 15th, but I know in the past we've wanted to give people more time for that step 2 because it is more in depth. Do we think more than a month is needed? Or should we run it from December 1st until the second Thursday in January? And
that would
way-
be consistent.
Yeah, okay. So instead of November 1st, it'll be December 1st till second Thursday of January. Okay. And then that does still give us time to prepare the article. Warrant opens in March. So then we'd have February to review that, recommend it for town meeting. So it should work.
Yeah, we could even do 2 meetings in February if we had to, or if we had a
Right.
lot going on, or
Yeah.
working with people or whatever.
Yep, okay. So, with those changes, is there anything else that anybody wants to go over with this plan, or do we want to constructively approve pending the edits to the appendices in September?
Yep.
That way we have a good plan to go with and people can start, referencing it for their consideration of that step 1.
Make a motion to approve the plan as presented with the pending changes to the appendices.
All right.
Second with discussion? Did,
Okay.
did this go by the coalition?
No, not this,
Okay.
but I mean, the original came
Yeah,
from other towns and,
I just meant on the definitions, kinda.
those are the coalition's definitions.
Oh,
Those were
okay.
taken straight from the coalition
Okay,
website, and
okay.
I took out anything that didn't really pertain to us, and I kept
Okay.
in everything that we reference in the plan.
Okay,
So those are their definitions.
okay, I'm good.
Okay. All right, so we have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. The plan is approved. I will make those edits. I will get it posted to the website. And then, in September, we'll get it back on the agenda. To get those appendices. All right, and we have the step 1 and step 2 dates. Agenda item 2, agenda item 3. Review and possible vote regarding affordable housing and retaining existing subsidized housing units. Updates? Any updates?
I have no.
I didn't get any updates either. I didn't get a response. I know Sue had reached out to, Middleborough Housing Authority as well. I don't think she got any, feedback either. I don't know if it's just a busy time of year for a lot of people because it's budget season. But we can bring it back. If you get a response, if I get a response, we can put it back on the agenda.
just
Reach
curious.
out.
Yeah,
and-
awesome. Yeah, I'll keep you posted if
Okay.
I get something.
So we'll take it off for now, but we'll put it back on if we hear something. It came up in speaking with the planning board clerk, this afternoon. She actually said she's got some experience with this in her town, and if that's something she's able to do, that she wouldn't mind joining us for, working on that. But I know it's gonna take a lot of collaboration, to get it done in time, so, but just for future reference. Agenda item number 4, review and approve meeting minutes for April 17th. Did everyone have a chance to review the minutes? Anyone have any edits? Looks good. You want to make a motion?
So moved?
Second?
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain? I wasn't here.
All right. Motion carries to approve the minutes. And agenda item number 5, old business, status updates on approved projects from project liaisons.
I talked to Melissa today and she said they've done more in the last month than they have in the last year, getting ready to, get it going,
Okay.
so. that
This is for
seemed
the John
promising.
Pond Park?
John Pond Park, yes.
Okay, so have they gone out to bid yet, or do you know?
She seems to think they don't have to go out to bid.
Oh,
She's working with Andrew,
okay.
okay,
All right.
so,
All right.
but they have, like their RFP. I guess you'd have to do it anyway, what work you want,
Right, okay.
So
No
I
one
spoke with
else?
Joan Morton, and she said that the person for the cupola is renting the equipment and will start next Wednesday.
Oh, good. They have a date. All right.
And we'll get the replacement insert in before then, in the DPW,
Oh, yeah.
for the sign that blew
Okay.
away.
Yeah.
Anybody finds the sign, it would be nice. It is foam, that honeycomb foam board, so it may not be in really good shape, but it's a good sized piece that went somewhere.
Crazy. Just went missing.
Who knows
Yeah.
where it is now?
And then don't forget, take pictures if we get,
Okay.
if there's an opportunity, or ask somebody to take
Yep.
pictures if they can, to document it, so we can have something to add to the website. Photos of completed ongoing projects, nothing
So
at this point.
we'll probably have a before two picture. We'll get one in the next couple of days, so
Okay.
before they start work,
Good.
while they're working. Joan will probably do that,
Okay,
I'm
great.
assuming.
Yeah, I mean, somebody will have to go up high, I think, to do it. Maybe some.
Surprising what drones can do now, though.
Oh,
It's
that's
like-
true. Yeah, if someone has one. All right, our next meeting date is June 19th, 2025, 6:30 at the police station. That is all of our business for this evening. Would someone like to make a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, look,
We
I
are
got
adjourned.
Plenty of time to